All right. Hi. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Tina. Tina, you might be driving, but if you can pop on and chat, that's awesome too. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is open this up and ask you guys what fears came up for you when it came to your homework that was called send 10 messages. It's super normal to have some fears around that, but I want to hear from you guys. Lauren, you are not muted, so you can talk.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I meant to be muted. I'm multitasking right now.
Well, you're not, so I'm putting you on the spot. Call me
Um,
out.
I don't know about fears. I just have complete chaos in my life right now and too much going on. So I
Okay,
did not message 10 people, but I did message a few.
good, good, good. Okay, so here's the thing I'm going to tell you. We have time to do what's important for us, to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so it can it can take 10 less than 10 minutes to message 10 people, and in a week you could do a minute a day. Who has a minute every day that they're doing something that's really not of importance, like scrolling social media, pretending like they're doing something and staring off to La La Land? So I fully understand the time thing. It's literally just like carving it out. So that's part of it. Yes, like just where is that time going to come from? And sometimes we have to I sometimes I wish there was like someone following me around with like an annoying buzzer or something to have every time I like just like do and not doing what I'm supposed to do and just like like just to like snap me out and be like, what am I doing? Because there's so many pockets in our day that we just waste so much time. And I'll fully admit that it's me. That hi, it's me. I'm the problem. So that's one little thing is I want you guys to understand how small amount of time this can take. You can make $100, $200, $300 a month with 1 hour a week, but you need to be intentional with that 1 hour. That 1 hour cannot be like scrolling Facebook and doing mindless things like I was just talking about, right? So that's one. Okay, Tiffany, what fears came up when it came to sending your messages?
I have people that are I've messaged because they've shown the interest, but they haven't gotten back to me. And so my fear is repetitively messaging someone and bugging them,
Okay, what?
which I know is me because it's I do it all the time, even if I read a message and walk away. But these people haven't read the message, so I don't want them to then see like 5 messages from me like, dude, this girl needs to take a chill pill.
Okay, so my first question is, what is the fear really about?
I don't know. It's like bugging them, but I don't know why. I don't. It's like an irrational fear, I guess,
What is the actual
because
fear, though?
making somebody mad or annoying them. I think
Keep going.
um
What does that do to you?
makes me feel uncomfortable because I feel like I'm bothering them.
What do you think they think about you?
They probably don't give me a second thought when they see it.
Then why does it matter?
I don't even know. That's what I said. It's irrational. And if they unfriend me or unfollow me, it's like they aren't my people anyway. Just a minute, Zachary.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's more of like getting in my own way. And they don't pay my bills.
No, they
So
don't.
there really is my
They
answer.
don't pay your bills.
They might, if they said yes, they would pay my bills. But if I'm not asking them, then they won't, because it's always a no if I don't ask.
Mm-hmm. I love that you just said that. It's always a no if you don't ask.
And it's like my last VIP that I signed up. I knew that she was commenting and liking my post, but I didn't think she would be interested for whatever reason. But then I freaking signed her up the same day because we approached her. So it's just me generalizing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Zach, stop.
Yep. Yeah, that's it right there. So,
kind of like you need a buzzer saying stop wasting time. I need one that's like, get out of your freaking head and just do the things.
Oh, we all need one of those too. It's like the slap.
Yes, right? Like, what are you thinking? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Just do it. When I was in college, another one of my friends and I, he was on the team with me. He ran as well. He's a 400 runner and I was an 800 runner. And we both would be really mental runners. The 800 especially is a very mental game, by the way. Big time.
Yeah, that's long.
It's long, but it's short. And so it's like this cross between sprinting and endurance. And there's a whole mental component when it comes to running. And we had this phrase that we would tell each other all the time. And it was, don't think, just run. Like that, what we would just like all the time. I'm like, hey, Matt, don't think, just run.
Think, just type.
Because if we get in our heads all too often. And so we need to like snap ourselves out. Our fears, they're all our own irrational fears. People don't give 2 cents about you half the time. People spend this much time thinking about you when you're thinking about what they're thinking about you all the time. They don't care. They don't care. So with kind of like this business's mindset, one of the number one things is honestly just get out of your own way. It's normal to have fears. I have them all the time with all kinds of different things. What if I don't achieve my goals? How are we going to pay our bills? Like, what is this person going to think if I send that message? I put up a post yesterday, I think it was, that talked about my fear when I started my business 8 years ago. I was scared of what people would think if they knew the truth about me. The truth, you guys, I like now I look at it, I'm like, God, that was so ridiculous. And I spent my life thinking this. I felt like I was a fraud and there was something wrong with me. If you guys haven't learned, that's my trigger, that there's something wrong with me. There was something wrong with me because I had an autoimmune disorder. I hid it from anyone and everyone because there was something wrong with me. So when I started Plexus and started sharing my story, I was triggered beyond belief because I was sharing with people that there was something wrong with me. I didn't do anything wrong to get an autoimmune disorder. Not my fault, right? Like no one is going to be like, oh my gosh, Michelle, that's gross. Ew, we don't like Michelle because she has an auto. Like, how dumb is that? But that was my irrational fear that people were going to judge me because I had a health condition that I didn't. Not my fault. So I had to learn how to get out of my own way and work through my own issues of the fact that there really wasn't anything wrong with me. Yeah, I had a health condition, but is there truly something wrong with who I am as a person? No. Some people might think there are. I don't care. So that when I started, one of my biggest fears was being vulnerable in that space. I don't care anymore. Like I'm super, but I had to work through it. So I want you guys to understand that this is a normal thing. And the only way to get better, like I've been doing this for so long that I'm like, hey guys, I have an autoimmune disorder. It's the shit, literally, because it's a digestion autoimmune disorder. Okay, so I blast it to the world now. Everyone knows Michelle has colitis. Everyone knows it. Okay. And if you want to know anything about it, go ahead and Google the symptoms. All of them. All of them. So, you have to keep doing it. You're going to do it bad. You're going to do it wrong. You're going to feel so uncomfortable. You might want to throw up. You might want to hide, all of the things. But the only way to get better is to keep doing it. Okay. So that's number one thing. The only way to get better with the messages, with the conversations, with the posting, any of it is to keep doing it. And you are not going to see the success you want if you don't keep doing it. You never saw a marathoner win a gold medal because they ran one time. Do you want to know how much they ran? And they ran and they ran. I'll tell you, one of the women that is representing the US is on the US team for the marathon. She was a walk-on to her D2 college team. And now she is one of the best runners in the world. So she runs 120 miles a week. Wrap your head around that. That's the kind of work that she had to put in to be really good. I've been doing this for 8 years. I have put a lot of reps in. A lot of reps in. So whenever you get discouraged, just get up and keep going. Just get up and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, because that's the only way you're going to get good and your only way you're going to see the success you want in anything. We're not just talking boxes here. Take in the products. Oh, they all of a sudden, like, you're not feeling like you have a setback. I have setbacks all the time, you guys. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, yay, for autoimmune flares. These are fun. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, oh, it's over. I used to live that 24/7, not 2 days of it. So sometimes we need a reminder of how far we've come. Okay. So, the number one way to build your business is to have a conversation. So, a really great stat that I want to share with you guys. Most of you guys were like, I want to make $500+ this month. Okay. 500 is going to be having at least 6 people come onto your team. If you have 0, you need at least 6. Okay. So in order to go silver, which is 3 people on your team, you typically have to send a minimum of 30 messages. If we're looking to sign 6, how many messages do we need to send? I'm looking for
180.
30 for 3. How many for 6?
60.
There we go.
Sorry, I times it by 6.
Lauren,
like,
there you
whoa.
go. 60. We got 60s. You're okay. Okay. So I want you guys to understand this. I asked you to send 10 in a week. We were hoping for 1 sign. I know only a couple people actually did that. So this isn't me just blowing fluff. This is me trying to help you get that $500+. You have to do the reps. I can't sugarcoat it. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm here for truth and honesty. You got to put the reps in. And you might be like, where the hell am I going to come up with 60 people, Michelle? First of all, I dropped a leads you didn't know list in the chat. Use it. I can guarantee you we all know 60 people that need Plexus. And if you have more than 60 friends on Facebook or 60 people following you on Instagram, boom, we found them. But the leads you didn't know list is super awesome because it gets you thinking of all kinds of random things. Like one of them I know is friends that had kids at a private school, friends with kids in college. Like I last week listed off random things like anxiety, chronic pain, nurse, teacher. Like I was rambling these things off to get you to think of all these random little things because we know a lot of people in those fields. Okay. So that list is going to help you come up with people. Okay. So I want to share with you. I will put this link in our chat as well. I'm going to share a couple links with you guys to help you with this. Okay. So we have the leads you didn't know. Then we need to send our messages. So I sent some message ideas. I'm going to show you another little tool to help you with what those messages look like. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you can actually see it. And then I've got to find where it is. Here we go. Okay, this is my personal website, just an FYI. I will send the link to it. There's this cool little thing called your messaging Bible right here. And it's literally a messaging Bible. There's like 17 pages, but there's a whole bunch in here on like your first connection. Well, here we can just kind of look through them. Came to my mind today. I wanted to reach out and see how you're doing. It's a new year. You're going to have to edit some of these, focusing on really having my best health. Last year, we talked about some plant-based. So this would be a little bit of a follow-up. But there's like message ideas upon message ideas in here for you, that you can use to help send messages to various different people. Okay. And then there's one other one in here. This one. So it's called business recruiting and duplication. This one. This has kind of the things that we do every day to help build our business right there for you. You don't necessarily have to go through and answer all these questions, but here's some message ideas here. Somebody likes your post about anxiety. Great little message for you. I've been learning a lot about gut microbiome and I'm seeing it all over the place. I decided to do some research and start working on my own health. Not sure if you've been interested, but I'm hosting a gut info class. We can host one for you, FYI. Are you interested in checking it out? So there's lots of things in here, lots of message ideas. You will not run out of ideas, okay? So there's that. And then I'm not going to read through anywhere even close to all of them because you guys are smart. You just got to go look at them. Okay, so conversation flow. This is the next thing. So, oh, dang it. I don't need to download it again. I always end up downloading it. I'm going to zoom a little bit. Okay. So after you send the, hey, do you want to check out what I'm doing? Where do you go from there? That's a big question. This is going to be your new best friend on where you go from there. One simple, easy thing to start off with is putting them in a three-way message with whoever is helping you out. If it's Joy, if it's myself, Elise, like whoever it is that's helping you, coach you, you can put them into a three-way message with someone. So you'll learn how we have these conversations, but this is another easy tool for you. So someone express interest, you send them the message, or they see your post, or they're like, hey, you look incredible. You have more energy these days. What's going on? What are you doing? Tell me more. Okay. So I'm excited to chat over this with you. Are you open to sharing your top 3 goals or transformations you'd love to see take place? You are asking them what they want because you're not going to sit there and ramble off about all this, like something that doesn't relate to them. Essentially, I would ramble off on how I have an autoimmune disorder and it's radically changed my life and I have relief for the first time ever. And they're like, what the hell is an autoimmune disorder? Well, I just wasted so much time because it relates to them zero. Okay. So you want to know exactly what they are looking for so you can speak to that. Okay. So they're going to tell you what their goals are. And, you'll ask how it's showing up in their life. So that's what I'm going to read through here in a minute. You are going to tell a little bit of your story in this. You always want to relate to them and make them feel like kind of normalize how they're feeling. Don't make them feel like they're some psycho person because they are anxious at the thought of leaving their house. Hello, that was me. Okay. Kind of normalize that and say, God, that's either if you can't relate, if you don't have anxiety, never been there, you can say, oh my gosh, I know people that have been in that place and I just know how hard it's been for them. Don't say I'm me too if you don't, but just somehow say, yeah, that's got to be really hard. I have experienced that, or I know someone that's experienced that. Okay, so this is an example of what you would say. These are great goals and a starting point. Thanks for sending that. Curious, how do you feel this is affecting your everyday life? So this is how you're going to relate. I know for me, when I was exhausted and bloated all the time, I was not showing up as my best self. I was easily agitated, felt uncomfortable in my skin, and spent a lot of time sitting around instead of doing like I usually do. FYI, this is literally copy and paste from a conversation that I had with a girl that I signed up, just an FYI. Okay, so I'm normalizing it. I'm like talking about how I used to be, how I can relate, telling a little bit of my story, and then also asking, I want them to get into the feelers of how is this affecting their everyday life? Because we want them to start thinking, oh, this kind of sucks and I don't want to be here anymore. Okay, so they're going to respond how it's affecting them. So you're once again going to relate to what they're saying, empathize, and share that you know this will help them. You want to be confident. You want them to see how confident you are in this and how much you love it. So you're going to send them a video, YouTube. You go to YouTube and you type in plexus, and I put a couple in here: plexus triplex, plexus reset, plexus gut brain access. There's a bunch of simple videos, and I'm talking, you want it to, well, one of the ones I really like is actually 6 minutes, but we don't want it more than that. But like the triplex video is like 2.5 minutes long. The gut brain connection is like 2 to 2.5, 3 minutes long, something like that. So this is going to be a third-party tool, third-party validation that shows them a little bit about how this is going to help them. You want to send what is going to relate to what they're talking about. If they don't say anything about having mental health issues like anxiety, depression, anything, don't send them the gut brain connection one, because that's what it's about. Okay. So this is an example of what you would say to them. This definitely sounds like you're dealing with an inflammation piece. I've been there before too. Everything feels harder. This is going to be a home run for you. This is a short video on the triplex, which you'll want to combine with the reset. So she literally came to me and like the reset was the main thing that she wanted. And so I was like, well, we need more than that. So I'm getting your system put together. It will be your daily system outside those 3 days of resetting. Give this a quick watch and let me know your thoughts. Okay. So then they're going to respond with what they relate to from the video. FYI, if you send that video and you don't hear from them for a couple hours, you check back in like, hey, I know life's busy. Did you get a chance to watch that? If they didn't, they'll probably watch it then when they get that message. Okay. So you're just kind of checking, giving a quick little check-in. Also normalizing that life's busy. It's okay. You're not here to bug them. You're just here to make sure that they get to watch it. So they're going to watch it. They're going to tell you what they think. You're going to reemphasize how this is going to be perfect for them and deliver the results they're looking for over time. We're not quick fixing. I like to really tell them in this, it's going to take time. Okay. Remind them what results they're looking for. So you're going to go back to what we call their pain points, what their goals are. Okay. Their goals were losing weight and dropping the bloat. Hey, this is going to be perfect for helping you do this. You'll send a product recommendation and with a brief description and a graphic. If you need help with the graphic or anything, we've got all of that for you. So this is my short little snippet write-up. Yes, what you're saying about how it supports all the areas is what really piqued my interest as well. Knowing the power behind the gut health was a game changer for me. I know we have exactly what you're looking for here. It's going to deliver results as long as you give it the time it deserves. We're not a quick fix thing here. It's about true long-term results that last. As for what would be best for you to support your bloating, energy, and weight loss, this combo is a knockout of the park. It is the triplex you learned about, which would be a routine of a drink in the morning and a couple capsules at bed. So I like to talk about what that routine looks like on a daily so they can literally visualize themselves doing it. Oh, I'm just shaking up a drink. I can drink that when I'm making my breakfast. And then right before I go to bed, I usually take some nighttime things anyways. I can pop those in. So they're already seeing like, I can do this. This isn't some super complicated thing that there's no way where I'm like taking like 15 different pills, like 15 different times a day. No. Okay. Then you have the 3-day reset, which we will pick 3 days each month to complete. And you notice I said each month. I am already putting into their head they're going to be using the reset more than once because that's where the results are. This is not a one-time thing. Reset is not a one and done. You keep doing the reset. It is all your nutrition for those 3 days, so you don't have to worry about cooking, meal prepping, etc. I also want them to see that they're not buying food for those 3 days, so that helps with the cost as well. I know this is a home run for you. Do you feel this covers all the bases, or is it missing anything you're looking for? Always ask a question. Always. They're going to be like, that looks awesome. I love it. So then I tell them how much it is. Great. We've got an extra discount. So it's only, I always use the word only. I don't care how much it costs. It's only $199 this month. And shipping is essentially free. This relates to what the current discount is. You're going to have to change this all depending on what our discounts are. Plus, we'll get you plugged into our support community, apps with recipes and movements and workouts, and make sure you start seeing those results you're looking for. So now I'm telling you more of like, it's more than just supplements. We've got the whole shebang here. You're going to love it. Are you free now? I'll give you a quick call and get you all set. I call everyone and help them order. I take their information over the phone. I put it into the computer and I hit complete. Okay. I do this for so many reasons. I want them to order as fast as possible. They are going to be the most excited. I'm going to stop sharing because I really like to see people bigger and not these little tiny boxes. They are going to be the most excited in that moment. The longer it takes for them to order, the more their excitement is going to dwindle. You want to catch them at the peak of their excitement, and that's in that moment, okay? So if they are not free in that moment where I'm like, hey, can I call you right now? I'm like, oh, they're gonna say, no, I'm not, I'm tied up right now. I'm like, okay, how about tonight I'll give them another option. I set an appointment. I'm like, okay, tomorrow night at 5 p.m., I'm gonna call you. Just need a quick 10 minutes and we'll get you all set and ready to go. Hey, babes, hold on. You are so pretty. Oh, that was so nice of her. You guys want to see a little ballerina? Make sure to do that. Okay, we do have a cart option. If you guys don't know how to create a cart, we can go over that. I personally hardly ever do that. The only times I send a cart is usually when I have like re-signing someone that ordered eons ago and they want to restart or something like that. Like we've already set a connection, various different things like that. I typically don't send a cart because I want to talk through all of the things with them. I want to talk about the referral program. I want to talk about who their buddy is going to be. I want to make sure they know about the perks program and having a subscription in place. I want to have all of their questions answered, and I want them to know that I'm going to be their #1 cheerleader, and I'm so stinking pumped for them. So that's why I do the phone, because and it's a great little connection. It's a good way to like really see the fact that we are a relationship business. So, all right, that's what I have for you guys today. I wanted you guys to have more message ideas and see how you have that conversation. In order to get going. And then I do have one more. I'll pop it. It's on that my website. That entire page, there's tons of resources on there. There's also a resource on how to post for 14 days. 14-day social media posts. And so I know we're talking about 60 people. If we want to make about $500, signing that 6 equals 60 messages. How do we find them? Part of that can be posting on social media. And so using that 14-day guide, we've got exactly 14 days left in the month. So it's perfecto. You can use that to have a post every day of the month to help you find more people to send messages to. Okay. All right. Does anyone have any quick questions? Lauren, anything real quick?
No.
Okay. Cool. All right, ladies, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you again in a week. She's ready to go.
You, I'm gonna go look at the posts right now and make one before I leave real quick.
Perfect. Perfect. All right,
Yay.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. See you later.